the tower is special because it provides that wonderful iconography, landmark, true definition of a landmark. Literally marks the land, but carries with it so many meanings accumulated over time. The county courthouse is an icon for the community that it serves. It's an emblem of aspirations, of place, of belonging, of being part of a community.
The reason they moved the courthouse from the square, the center of the square, to here was because in 1904 the square was just too busy and it was too congested. If you can imagine. So this was the outskirts of town, 1904.
The use of stone, a local material, makes a connection to the indigenous fabric of place. The siting of the building relative to then, in particular, to the downtown, creates an anchor and a symbolic center around which the community could grow. The richness of the material spoke to the prosperity and the vision of the community.
The bell tower and the clock tower is really cool. So it's pretty dirty and it's kind of precarious to get to, but it's neat to go up there and you can basically see the entire city.
When Charles Thompson worked, the question of style was of remarkable importance to designers. The world was quickly industrializing. New materials were available in new ways. How do you express them? How do you symbolize this sense of place? Like many architects of his era, Charles Thompson looked to the expressions of the past to make the present more legible.
I always refer to the courtroom as it's To Kill a Mockingbird, because that's what it is with the balcony and everything. Any event that we have, Washington County, involving a courtroom, it's generally done over here, obviously because of the size and because it's so beautiful. We do a lot of hosting because of where we are.
So we store the originals so people can still see them. It's a unique thing today. It's an artifactual collection of records that most counties in the state don't have anymore. But even though we have the originals, we have everything backed up on preservation microfilm, and we have also scanned everything to CDs. Hopefully someday most of that will be online. You know, if they've survived all these years, why not keep them? And two, we're honoring our grandparents, great-grandparents, etc., because they paid their taxes to the county like the rest of us do, and those books were not cheap. So it's like any good steward of county property would not throw away expensive things. So it's like, yeah, they're old, they're not used anymore, but we paid a lot of money for those books. So we should keep them, we should preserve them. And three, it's more of a rarity since most counties don't take care of their records. But they may not have had the finances or the space. They'll end up in basements and get water damaged and they get thrown out. But we've been fortunate in this county to have them. People who come in, especially history, genealogy people, come in, they can look at those records and they feel like they are touching the same books that their ancestors touched. And since we don't have that many people coming in here looking at the originals anymore, I said, why not give people the thrill of being able to touch something from 1830?
It still is a powerful reminder that there still is the vestige of a center of the city, a symbolic center. Far more powerful, I would argue, than the current municipal buildings and the city hall, which blur into the fabric off the square. That tower is still an anchor, it's still a placemaker, and it's still a physical architectural announcement that you have arrived in the center of the city.